Did you ever wanted to have unlimited music delivered every day? Well, here you go. Here's a channel filled with that stuff because it was operating since 2016. If you don't believe my words, here you go. You click on playlists, let it load for 3 hours, and you can go all the way back to 2017. Where the playlist actually seems quite full, while 2016 was just the start of the whole journey. And I even checked SYREX Discord channel. I've been digging around whatever I can find useful to connect to. But basically this video is about a 14 entity entering 10,000 points. It's a significant celebration, and I really want to make it special somehow. But for now, I just want to marinate in a way to escape stress. If there's a way to do it, I mean, music is helpful. Now, one thing that's unique about this channel, it uploads mostly Nightcore that seemingly is free and not overly copyrighted. It you know, it grabs from channels like no copyright sounds and magic music and who knows where else. There's a lot of underground artists that are trying to, you know, make music that doesn't suck. Sometimes like 20% of uploads are cover songs, and not always you would know that, but I know that because I've heard tons of pop music. And it's a little bit off-putting when that happens. Like a G6 Stereo Love, you can see these are covers. Hopefully you can recognize that. Without Me as a cover, there's tons of that going on. It's a little bit, maybe it's even 50%, which is scary to me. Because if I want new original music, SYREX is not the best place to go to. In fact, I would just listen to Aria if you want lots of playlists. But I'm not subscribed to Aria. Sometime now, this channel kind of started going south into funk. You can see this funk thing, like I am not into it at all. And it's just negative crap to me, which I try to avoid in my life. And I'm still stressed out. Alright? I still get stressed out. Now, it's not like SYREX is void of negativity. I mean, you just kind of can't avoid it. Blood Moon, dude. Look at that shit. And obviously, the Discord experience was kind of crap. But while I was doing the Discord, well, at least SYREX uploaded Titanium. You know, you can't shoot me down. You can't destroy me. You can't take advantage of me, basically. And that's exactly how I feel. And myself, sometimes it just matches the vibe. And it helps me, you know, generate even better ideas and better thoughts and feel better about myself and feel like I'm, you know, connecting with something every single day because it just never stops. So I am blocked from this channel from commenting, but, you know, I have better things to do anyways than be toxic everywhere. Because that's what I do. I'm trying to dig deeper and be curious about what's going on, right? I want more information. I'm greedy in that sense. And there's plenty of people who under this channel just decided to also do daily commenting, basically, of just nonsense. I can't see it here. Funny enough. What if I dig deeper? Sometimes I'm not sure how long this red line lasts. I went deep as like 10 months into, and it stopped showing the red lines. But I've watched at least half of SYREX uploads, not everything. So what we're gonna do in this video is at least look into the old playlist and continue the journey. I want to double check right now, because at some points I stopped at 2017. I didn't even finish this playlist, I don't think. But you can see red lines going on. So it was recent enough to show that. Actually, I don't see it anymore. It was like Ender something commenting all the time, and now it's gone. Like, that shit was going on for years and years as well. So that's funny. It's gone, guys. Now it's a mystery to solve. I'm not gonna settle down with this. I'm telling you, I'm not making this shit up. But maybe the YouTube comments filter changed or something. Because by the time I was getting banned, I was just criticizing that there's an NPC commenting of the vibe and nothing else. I hate NPC behavior where people just upload scripted content and all that shit. Like, when you expect something to happen, it's really cool. You get a daily upload. There's no way to actually improve this type of content. It reached its perfection of existence. There's nothing to complain about or improve necessarily. Like a perfect channel that doesn't upload on Sundays for some reason. There's always something that I can't quite understand, but you know. Take a weekends off, so to speak. Yeah, it's just gone. Did it got banned too? So that's kind of crazy. Me criticizing someone and they disappear. That is fancy, bro. I want to try and comment and see if I show up in the comments. So that would be even crazier if I get unbanned. Here you go, Royal Ender is not banned. This little shit was everywhere in top comments. Everyone just posting all these long nonsense all the time. The guitar being the star of the first part, followed by just explaining what's going on. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't care. Obviously, why would you go down to the comments in the first place? Yeah, I wouldn't. It's just something that caught my eye. A reoccurring supervillain. Deeper Love, look at that. This is where I stopped and still have 100 songs to go, basically. Now, concerning SYREX, I already mentioned it's a pretty big deal. This is usually where I get most of my music from. Like, that's actually good. So I wouldn't be subscribed if it didn't feed into my ultimate playlist. Because it does that very often. If I type in SYREX here and just search for the entry number, I get 60. No single artist can do 60. I don't even know a channel that can do 60. But SYREX, you know, kept me for long enough to claim 60 spots in the Ultimates playlist. It's crazy. You can just make Peace Pop or top 50 just out of SYREX songs. Or uploads, rather. Because I cannot call it SYREX songs if it's just re-uploads into Nightcore. But whatever. So, the biggest question is not what to listen to. The biggest question is how to amplify the effect. What am I supposed to do? And the best thing for me to do is just evolve out of nothing, right? Create empty canvas, I think, and just see whatever I feel like doing. So we just simply start with a question mark. That's usually how my videos go anyways. So it's just a general expectation of starting with nothing and seeing where the wind blows is the easiest way to live, to be honest. Just randomize everything. Alright. Let the battle begin? Really? Street fight? We're doing worst enemy right now. If I want to keep track of data, I have to keep mind on that. Like, we'll figure it out something. Something that makes the most sense as we approach 10,000 for SYREX as well. So let me just double check. We have 13 members at 10,000. We have Hearthstone, myself, and my title, obviously, because I have to spend time with that shit. TikTok. I have recently beaten TikTok. That's pretty cool. Then the Powerpuff Girls, which is 5 entries, because they also have a united ring of power. Then Instagram showed up and inserted itself in the middle, showing middle finger to Rebecca, which is quite unacceptable. Instagram is going to get smashed one way or the other, man. That's annoying. Then, because you would want this whole chunk to just belong to Powerpuff Girls, and it doesn't do that. There's a clear wall, basically. And then you have Skyrim and the card game and the porn. Now, SYREX is basically a very, very unique entry into this whole realm, because you have card games and you have Powerpuffs and you have me. And TikTok is also kind of its own entry, but not really, because you have the porn space and the TikTok space. Kind of different platforms, basically. So SYREX would actually be very, very unique thing in here. Some that reach 10,000 points. A channel that, well, SYREX in general is super unique channel that I wasn't able to just naturally find anything like it. Not even close. But, again, there's Aria, and that shit is better in its own ways. You know, if I need to put something in the background and not worry about, you know, setting up a playlist of songs, then I can just click one of these things. So it has its own convenient solution to my problem, which I don't actually use Aria music anymore. Somehow I just want to stay calm and not put background noise of any kind. But I definitely check every single day SYREX upload, and I do cry on Sundays when it doesn't fucking appear. At least it's consistent, like really, really consistent. And you can instantly build a snap expectation of that it's gonna show up even in like a specific time. And for me personally, again, it's a vibe that I'm trying to match. I'm trying to feel this, trying to connect the dots if this kind of belongs to me or not. If I can understand what the song is about, and if it's useful for that particular day. Now, did it matched many times? Now I stopped remembering that part. because I don't keep notes of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I do keep notes of how many times something glitched. And SYREX is one of the most main supervillains of just glitching my life. One of the major glitches is 6 months ago. So if I go back all the way, is Strangers Again song. It doesn't seem that crazy of a title, but the feeling that it gives me and the fact that the song was really good, it just kind of threw me off quite a bit. It's right... No, it's 8 months ago, actually. 6 months is where the Titanium happened. This is Strangers Now. Also, it's very cool when the idea of putting anime characters that are very unique, so you can have very unique and clean looking thumbnails that you can remember. So this shit is very memorable to me. And the thing that happened that created the Strangers Now effect is, again, the classmate reunion thing that evolved into a never-ending silence narrative, basically, of people, of tons of people not wanting to interact with me for whatever reason. Some people aggressively not wanting, even though they stayed in that chat box and keep checking it actively, poking it, while everyone else just fleed as fast as possible, as if they're in danger. Which is just, it's painful to look at that shit. Like, to imagine that I'm being deemed as the problem. But hey, maybe the time is not right for them to understand anything at all. And things are gonna change eventually. You know, I can even play these songs like this is completely fair and not necessarily copyrighted. Not always. It's still a little bit tricky with SYREX and any Nightcore channel. Like, you don't really know. It's semi-copyrighted, let's put it that way. But they usually grab things that are like easy to re-upload and remix or whatever without strings attached. But then you're dealing with underground artists that you don't get to see them in pop culture, basically. They're just making music for the sake of making music and not just delivering that stage performance thing, you know? Yeah, tune in to Peace Pop. I'll make a playlist eventually. Again, this week that's what I'm focusing on, and why this also aligns very well to that idea that this is my main place where I get my music, and Peace Pop is gonna be the main playlist that I will share with the rest of the world, so you don't have to join my Discord and rip me off, basically. Because now there's plenty of protection in place, 2 layers of protection, in fact, until we get to the playlist. So basically impossible for normal human being And for me, I mean, when I say normal, is like very low level, because people don't use internet still to this day seriously. Don't take it seriously enough. Yeah, it's just if you put so many hard feelings, you just intend to be a stranger for some reason. But if you're gonna be unreasonable, because at some point you will have to break that barrier, or someone will have to do it, just to project happiness that they're doing fine at least, just to show thumbs up about themselves. But like gathering us all together for some reason is impossible. Fun, because it's not convenient. It just, but like genuinely, they spit on the idea that internet is somehow a good presentation of your life. Like it's absolutely good. You should know how to make semi art, semi realistic shit, semi expression of yourself. You should start there and work from there, instead of like, oh, let's just meet together for 1 fucking hour and stare in each other's faces just to see what the difference is since last time we saw each other. Like just fucking vibe sucking garbage without any opinions, for me, is just boring. And at the same time very intense too, because now I have to dress up for the occasion and change myself, it feels like, to impress people. I'm not here to throw first impressions, but that's what people care about quite a lot. Just representation of themselves, first impression, because they just have to live with that over and over again. They have nothing else. Just you know, they're just like rocks being thrown around until they get that smoothness, so they stop bumping into problems. That's their solution, is to just acquire smoothness. I don't have that much resources to just waste it on becoming a smooth person, because I just don't enjoy life by default. I have to actually add a lot of effort into enjoying life. So what I just see is just a bunch of privileged fools who I cannot interact even with, and who collectively decided to just spit on my face. You would think Class Clown as a song would have aligned with something, but not really. Uh, my classmates had a chance to talk behind my back. They had a chance. I just kind of left them do their own thing, but they didn't say a fucking word. And that was already a sign of confusion for me, like absolute madness. I want to double check that song though. Just the whole situation, it creates the overall presentation of the world that's very difficult to understand. And the reason for it, the best reason for it, and probably the main one, is you just have to do your thing basically, and try and do your thing as best as you can. Right now the world is falling apart, all right, but you still have to do your thing in a way. uh, for me, my thing is not doing anything, because I just hate it. I hate the whole concept. So my personal best thing to do is just wait until people just genuinely break down and gasp for air and for actual affection and positivity. And well, SYREX is one of those nice places, I would say, that you need to add into your subscription list at least. Yeah, you can feel. I mean, this is also a collection of just underground artistry, right? So they share some kind of vibe, you know, where they also perceive the world in a similar way as I do, as I try to describe to you guys. And this is why it's so relevant. This is why it's so cool to get, you know, the daily dose of potentially meaningful stuff from these weird artists that I still haven't checked. There's Marine Hoxa, really big dude. He's actually golden. There's Britt Lowry that I follow. There is William Black, Culture Code. And I think the list sort of ends. There might be someone else. Sabai exists there. Birds. I can't remember the full name. That's kind of the main ones that are reoccurring also in SYREX uploads. So we might see them somewhere somehow. Now let me double check. Hoxa might actually have to be relinked. Brit also, but they might lose points because of that. They connected to SYREX, which is a huge deal. They're connected to SYREX for like 15 link points. The first thing we can do is just relink these guys. In fact, Hoxa kind of has to... Well, we're gonna leave it for last. This guy is pretty fucking spectacular, I'm not gonna lie. And young enough so where you're it's breathtaking, right? Maybe he's like 5 years younger than me. I don't know, bro. I'm scared. It's Harley Bird, okay? Now you know all of these. By the way, this song was uploaded when I had the Dead Year. So it's kind of like a Dead Year song. Very interesting. The Dead Year anthem. Could you pull me off from this fucking disgusting place? And my mom worked very hard in a way. I appreciate. Is SYREX with the highest purity level of 94%? Top 25. This is definitely low purity, low. Elder Scrolls Legends also has very high purity. So that's something they share, huh? No one else can match that. Not at all. Well, it just kind of makes SYREX more independent from the rest of YouTube ecosystem. Again, it just deals with music, and so far no one ever talked about SYREX outside of, you know... Well, no one talks about music in general, like... Even though people might listen to Nightcore or something, they just... Never have I heard SYREX being referenced directly, especially by other YouTubers. It really feels like, you know, people feel like they're falling down, but the moment we hit the spot, the breaking point, everything is gonna flip upside down. We're gonna be rising again. Or it will feel like we're rising to some people who accept the change, who accept the flip, that this, you know, this period is over and we have to adapt to the new one. But the moment people will flip upside down, they will notice how different the world looks like, because everything is still set up by celebrities. You know, they're already prepared content for everyone into the future. They already prepared of what it takes to change for themselves. Everyone Everyone who has high level of influence is capable of going into the future and setting things up for everyone else to experience. So that's fascinating to me, to be able to see the roller coaster in action. The matrix of life, bro. So I said, you're gonna be in my territory now. You're gonna be rising upon my rules, because I've set things up here, and I can't really do anything here. You know, because it's already established as it is. But here there's some empty space. There's some friends to be made, and tasks to be taken. So everything that I've been doing on this channel is kind of like the idea of what the future holds, you know. I have a feeling this is gonna be enough. Just checking these artists inside SYREX uploads might just be enough of points. SYREX is already 200 points up, and it only gets faster from here. You know, there's one simple lesson to learn is on one side you can spend your goddamn resources and get experience and all that shit, but maybe some other people will not have resources to spend. But if you spend love and you close yourself off and just build walls, the next stage in life is not going to be pleasant for you at all, because you will have no love to spend while everyone else will, you know, open their pockets and start looking around for where to do just that, you know. At very least of like where to get sex from, you know, unleash their sexuality or their hidden desires that can only be unlocked with love, basically. So I want to see what these people do in that situation. For me, honestly, I'm just like still gonna be an observer, and we'll share a laugh, absolutely, when these people fall down and get hurt themselves. But at the same time, of course, I will have to have some kind of real experiences. Otherwise, I'll be crying if everything just becomes digital garbage, you know, and still disconnected. But I have high hopes for this cross out into 2024. I usually don't talk about my system because it used to be very solid, and now it's still weird, where I give extra credit to those people who I focus on very intensely. Everyone else gets, you know, scraps. When SYREX is getting fucking juice flowing 100 points every single 15 minutes or something, if not faster. This is like super speeds that you wouldn't normally see, because 1 minute is supposed to be 1 point, unless I super focus. And with SYREX I can do just that, just chill and not do anything at all. So hyper focus, like no one else could do that either. This is a very unique feature for music channels like that, where there's a lot to explore, and all exploration is just kind of like mental and relaxing. You look into the world, like there's so many billionaires capable of buying crazy things, and it's like, how the fuck do you become one? But there's two ways to become influential, right? There's two realms. There's the spiritual and physical realm. And of course, if you figure out physical things and facts and all that shit and put things in motion, maybe you could make businesses that are very powerful, and then they can organize things or do some kind of services that you can spread across the entire world. However, that's not the end of that story. I don't know how this splits actually. This could be like the wind and fire and then earth and water, but yeah, there's two ways to become very rich and powerful. And technically, you know, uh, I mean, I get to this. I decided to start my journey here, but then build my expectations here because I just can't pick up speed of any kind until we're in a spiritual sort of growth. Because there's a lot of like things missing that like just kind of burn out. It feels like very interesting. We'll see, but yeah, there's two ways. So if you see like these physical objects like skyscrapers and cities being built, and someone owns big portions of that shit, same goes with spiritual stuff as well. You can own that too, and soon enough, the stores will be open and people's hearts will be open for exchanges and stuff. People said that at 2016 YouTube Rewind, everything just started going south. And yeah, that's when we started entering that stage of going up away from spiritual things. And YouTube Rewind was basically born in a spiritual realm and not the other realm. It just couldn't survive, so it just died there, you know? It just kind of got kicked off. And also it explains why Skull is such an important thing that people have adopted. Like, everything is kind of falling into place, and there's going to be a lot of videos digging even deeper, I think, because that's another Matrix flash that, like, Jesus Christ, the things that I know right now, like, just blow my mind. The only question is, how the fuck do I share with people? But I don't have to, as long as I keep on generating new things. I just keep moving forward. But this is why I say effort is like the most important thing. In both cases, you can earn money through efforts, of course, and spend it properly through efforts and learn things. And at the same time, you unlock spiritual pathways through effort. And I'm just like focusing on that because, you know, it's seemingly getting closer and closer, and I'm not exactly sure how from the very beginning of not even like the edge of this, I was just feeling disconnected maybe. I don't know. But there I actually started working quite fast. It's just there's gonna be a breakthrough moment, which is already happening just by me manifesting the idea that there is. Because the ideas, they just fucking stick around. If I really need something and I feel in that empty space, like, it just gets stuck there. Yeah, so it looks like we're approaching 10,000 for this song, and I'm pretty sure it's a good one. Deep End is also good. How many William Black fucking songs there is? Jesus Christ. I've been trying. Slipped through the cracks, now it feels so far. I saw you give it all that you got, but it fell apart.
don't right away if you're in the dark. I'm only just a phone call away from where you are. Oh honey, I know you so well. I know you never asked for help, even when you're bleeding. When I know you need it, don't have to keep it to yourself, 'cause I remember how it felt, thinking that you're broken. So maybe for a moment I can be your safety, somewhere you can hide. Wrap you up in my wings in these harder times. Maybe I can make it better, but I promise that I'll try. When you're close to breaking, let me be your haven tonight. Let me be your haven tonight. Let me be your haven tonight. Tell me your thoughts, get 'em off your mind. I wanna hear your secrets and doubts and what you left behind. Easy to think there's no end in sight, but you'll see all the stars that you have are the same as mine. I can be your safety, somewhere you can hide. Wrap you up in my wings in these harder times. Maybe I can make it better, but I promise that I'll try. When you're close to breaking, let me be your haven tonight. Let me be your haven tonight. Let me be your haven tonight. Let me be your haven tonight.
Alright, we did it. It's not spectacular, but because it's way too fast, man. It's way too fast when you focus on it. 600 points like nothing, bro. It should take 10 hours. Well, the more experienced I am, yeah, I keep I keep doing that shit in my brain. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, yeah, to get 500 points, it took me 1 hour. Well, that's something. 500 points. Ugh. My system allows flexibility, so the more I use it, in a way, the faster things go. So it kind of has like an experience system or a leveling up system, but it's not visible. It's just your skills matter. It's one of those games where your skills actually matter. Can you imagine? Because everything stacks up together and things get faster and faster in a way. Not by much, but it's still very significant if it becomes more and more efficient. And I speed things up like 30% and then 20% on top from efficiency. I don't know, man. I would get in jail for this now. But at the same time, I have to allow it. You can see it took a little bit of time to get from 9400 to 95. Like 3 hours. But then we just pumped it. Stealing my attention like this is pretty significant, and I'm not too upset about it. Also, it's a special event and all that shit. Like, there's no escape from that. You know, normally I just run around, do whatever I feel like doing. So to push 500 points this fast is completely fine and acceptable for me. Now, I will finish the event, though, because I still haven't finished the fucking William Black uploads that I can find. There's so many. I want to evaluate them and actually properly link SYREX with that. Because it seems like the links are going to improve. And maybe even William Black is going to get 1,000. You can see how SYREX is also split into different pieces. So now SYREX event is over. Now William Black can take over and get his 1,000. So all of a sudden, everything just flipped upside down. And SYREX does require to give credit to the creators, too. It's just something I have to concede to a little bit, even though I support Sniper Wolf and all that shit. But reoccurring creators are an exception, because there's always an exception to the rule. And if something reoccurs in your content, you have to acknowledge that. Absolutely. I'm not sure who's going to be the 6th person reoccurring in SYREX uploads, but you might... well, I will talk about it in the next time I touch SYREX in general. I'm excited for the next one. Who's going to be the next big artist that I'm going to be leeching off? I definitely have to try and be less offensive to everyone, even though I can't help it. People have to meet me halfway, you know. It just, you know, you can spend some kind of resource, you know, to reduce offensiveness from my side, to ask me to reduce that. You know, I will be burning more respect maybe from your pockets a lot faster. Otherwise, I just want to meet halfway, but until that point, I just, you know, grab you in and pull you in, and I would take like 70% of space. It's such a, you know, another interesting interaction. Especially if I'm the dominant force. Because all of this is just pure force, and I don't get to control myself that much. Especially if what I meet is like super weak person. I get to decide what the narrative is. Unfortunately. But, of course, I will be just generally less offensive if I'm dealing with more people all at once. So it's a lot harder to focus my energy. But I try to, I try to find that leader, elect your leader, and then I'll focus. And then you won't feel offended at all, because you should be focusing on that leader. It's kind of like battle. I don't know. That's another matrix I haven't unlocked yet. But what I've learned is, like, calling people NPCs and stupid and all that shit, like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to stand on these sort of arguments, or negative arguments. It's just you slacking, maybe you're gonna catch up. I'm not here to focus on you if you have nothing to offer. And again, potential, I'll just focus on leaders themselves, but I will try to help everyone rise up if they want to. It depends. But negativity, just there's no space for that. And I have to try and find a better solution, because the negative solution is unfinished one. And if you have to say bad words, something like fuck, unfortunately shouldn't be used as a swear word anymore. Like, if it's overused, it cannot be a swear word. It just can't. It's just ingrained in my brain that it's just a normal word for me. As well as everyone else is suffering on YouTube, suffocating from forks. Whatever, dude. I just let it go. I know it probably bumps my viewership down by like 50% or some bullshit like that. But I can't help it, bro. You gotta fucking lend a hand and fix this shit. One way or the other. I don't have a solution, clearly. Unless there is no problem to begin with. As always.
Every now and then, I'm a daydreamer, blinded by the light, head against.
Okay, that's what it landed on. This is the last song. Pretty much. By William Black. Let's go.
It takes a lot to take my time. Please give me yours, I'll give you mine. I know I got the words, but I can't get them out. There's so many years straight of losing my mind. I've been feeling less vacant with you by my side. You gotta let me know, because I need you now. Someday you'll see the night that's inside my spine. It's okay if you can't pull it out, 'cause I know that you'll try. It's finally time to make this better. Tell me we can make this work together. I know it's gonna be alright, but when I'm in my head, I still feel so alone. 'Cause I can't make it on my, I can't make it on my own. I can't make it on my own. Seems that life is passing by. I'm scared as hell and I don't know why. Maybe it's 'cause I don't fucking love myself. My friends try to call me, but I'm not okay. Got this voice in my head and it won't go away. I hope you understand, 'cause that was hard to say. Someday you'll see the night that's inside my spine. It's okay if you can't pull it out, 'cause I know that you'll try. It's finally time to make this better. Tell me we can make this work together. I know it's gonna be alright, but when I'm in my head, I still feel so alone. Cause I can't make it on my, I can't make it on my own. Everything's about to be. It's finally time to make this better. Tell me we can make this work together. I know it's gonna be alright, but when I'm in my head, I still feel so alone. Cause I can't make it on my, I can't make it on my own.
Alright. Yeah, hopefully things are gonna get better. Am I less stressed after making this video? No, because I still want to do a lot of things, man. But I can't do it in a negative light. You know, there's so much to reflect to still. And plenty of effort to put into things. But it's a lot of effort if I'm on my own. It's a lot of things I can't even achieve or dream to achieve if I'm just left behind, which is just, you know, unacceptable. One way or the other, people have to just face it that, like, this is just pathetic behavior of whatever they received. Like, they definitely were not left behind just like that. Even if they had to put their efforts to not be behind, and even if I let myself be behind, no one actually fucking told me that, you know? No one told me what to do to get back on track. And so, it doesn't feel like it's my fault anymore. Just because I can see people doing things, and just because I feel like bitching about it, doesn't mean that I did anything wrong. And I still question myself constantly. I have to fucking torture myself to squeeze answers, you know, but not lose self-esteem at the same time. Like, I have, as a lonely person, I have to tear myself into pieces just to cover proper grounds without help, you know? Like, that's insane stuff. Anyways, we're approaching the end. What are the final words? Legendary.
I could teach you if you listen to me.
There's another button that's missing on YouTube, and it's most watched. You know, personally most watched videos. Because on any channel I would potentially watch multiple times something, but on like music channels, it's the craziest thing. Especially, I hate it when it just goes off after like less than a year. The red bar. So at least I would want to know the most watched things, man. So I would be able to share that information. There's all sorts of little things. In fact, there's a list of little things that I've made. So here you go. Most watched button. I really need to know, dude. Who's the best? Technically, you know, I sometimes watch the most popular shit, but it would be different. In this case, it would be completely different because the most popular shit I don't even touch, you can see. When it comes to pop, like, popularity is not exactly what draws me in, right? Not the views. In fact, the most popular songs, like fucking, at some point you hit Baby Shark moment of popularity, where you don't really want to listen to that shit. It's just too catchy, but at the same time it's kind of dumb. Unless it's interconnected with something, and it's... I don't know what Baby Shark means. And maybe it's meaningful to a lot of people in a way, and catchy to a lot of people, but it's not gonna be that relevant to me for too long. Because that would be too powerful, right? If like a very catchy song also is very influential and you listen to that over and over again, that would be pretty nuts. Anyways, that's kind of it. Might as well still click the Baby Shark, because I need the vibe. Oh yeah, it's Hatsune Miku, of course. The most terrible artist ever created. It doesn't even have lyrics. It's not even English. They have Dark Side. I mean, if I get to choose, I would still... Actually, Thunder is like the fucking... a blaster, bro. Thunder is awesome. Also, it's like the most popular thing that's 2 years ago and not 5 years ago. So that's the real fucking thing. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down, we're getting on fire, we're raising up higher. The bottle is up, we're over the top, it's time to get higher. The time of our life, it's happening now. We're out of control, together we're rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air. Singing in the wind, listen to the thunder rolling over and over. We down the river we drunk and all of our thumbs went up in the air.
Alright, now we can settle this down. See you guys next time. May not be the best video I've ever made. Also, I'm tired. But, and not the best celebration. But it's still very, very deep, and I would love to relax. You know, not just SYREX. I still don't, this name is just impenetrable, man. There's nothing I can do about it. Funny enough, I can't even rearrange it. It has an X in there. Wow. At least for once, I feel defeated. That's cool. See you guys next time. Nope. No, see you guys. No. I mean, it is pretty close. See you guys next time. All right.